Hey, welcome to selfmasteryradio.com. I am Robbie Cornelius, and I just finished checking out the episode of Brian Rose from London Real and David Icke. If you don't know who Brian Rose or London Real is, I highly suggest that you check them out because London Real is a platform very similar to Self Mastery Radio. In fact, I aspire to be very close to what they're doing over there at London Real. I've been watching them for years. I love their platform. I think Brian Rose is amazing, very transparent. It's a freedom of speech platform that gives people the opportunity to tell their story from their point of view, and I love it. Check it out. And David Icke is an author. Some people call him a conspiracy theorist. He has a lot of ideas about why we are where we are right now in August of 2020. He has a lot of ideas about, mind control, manipulation, coronavirus, the lockdown, the economy. And although I don't believe everything David Icke has to say, I find a lot of what he has to say very interesting, and I think it's an important conversation to have. Brian Rose did an excellent job allowing David Icke to have his platform to get his truth out there without any interruptions, without any censorship, because Brian Rose and London Real have both been censored by YouTube and many other social media platforms a bunch of times. And in my humble opinion, they haven't done anything wrong. They get flagged all the time for content that is controversial. And I just think it's social media hating. So if you want to check out this interview where they go deep into what might be going on with coronavirus, they talk about Dr. Fauci, they talk about Trump, they talk about the lockdown. They talk about the economical impact that this lockdown has had on the world. They talk about all sorts of things. And one of the things I really love about David Icke, I've been a big connoisseur of his content for a while now, for years. Ever since I came across David Icke's material, which he taught some things that some people may find very controversial. Like he talks about believing that some of these entities that run the company, that runs the country, are lizard people. He talks about the Illuminati. He talks about so many different things. But I encourage you to just listen to him with an open mind and give him your undivided attention. Entertain some of the thoughts that he has, because he's not trying to tell you what to think, but he's simply implying that you think. And that's the most important content, in my opinion. Somebody that's not saying, hey, this is the ultimate truth and nothing but the truth, versus someone that says, hey, these are my ideas about what's going on. This is what I've picked up from my years of research of what's going on. This is what I believe to be happening right now. Check it out. And that's what this guy brings to the table. He's even causing me to question so many things. And if you haven't, somebody, for instance, here's how important this is. On my TikTok page, which I highly suggest you subscribe to, a lot of my followers on there have been suggesting that I check out this documentary, if you will, called The Fall of the Cabal on YouTube. And I didn't want to watch it in the beginning, I'm going to be honest, because I didn't want any more conspiracy theories entertaining my mind. But after like the 100th time of somebody saying, you need to watch Fall of the Cabal, I started to check it out. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A lot of what I picked up from the Fall of Cabal aligns with what David Icke is talking about. So, hey, I'm not saying it's the ultimate truth. I'm just saying check it out, because we know for a fact that we cannot trust mainstream media. Our president has said it time and time again by calling it fake news. And I'm not saying, even though I like Donald Trump, I'm not saying, hey, you need to watch Donald Trump and like him to consume my music or to consume my content, because I want you to keep an open mind. I want you to make sure that you're staying true to yourself first and foremost. And just because I support Donald Trump Doesn't mean you have to, and it doesn't mean you can't listen to me. You know, I'm still an independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent, and I approach every subject under the sun from the stance of independence. Sort of like David Icke. I have my theories on what's going on. David Icke has his theories on what's going on. And I think you should have your theories on what's going on too. Who cares if people call you crazy? It's important that you question things, not just from the sport of critical thinking, not just from the mindset of a critic, because nobody really likes a critic. Critics tend to be negative a lot of times. I'm more of a positive critic in the sense of I'm going to question things if I feel like the information you're giving me doesn't make me more powerful. That's my stance. And I know I'm biased in that way because I tend to, you know, reject a lot of negative news, a lot of negative information. I just don't want it in my subconscious. I feel like negativity is a given. I already know it's there. I'm not trying to deny it, but I already know the negativity is out there. So I'm trying to fill my consciousness with as much information that I believe empowers me as I possibly can, because the world is already negative in many ways. So that's my line of defense. And I encourage you to have your line of defense as well. Question everything. Make sure that you're not allowing the information you consume to polarize you from people that might have a difference of opinion, as long as those people are being respectful when they disagree with you. That's what this is about for me. So I'm friends with people who are Democrat, people who are Republican. I'm friends with Christians. I'm friends with atheists. I have a big collage of people that I get along with, and that's the way I like it. I don't want somebody that agrees with everything I have to say under the sun, because that's just boring, you know? I like people that, hey, this is what I think. This is what I think. Hey, we can agree to disagree. But I love having entertaining thoughts. So if you're looking for entertaining thoughts that can take you further down the rabbit hole, I'm highly suggesting that you check out Brian Rose and David Icke. They're streaming this live on they streamed this live on their platform, because every time David Icke has been brought up on London Real, he's been censored on YouTube. So I have a link below this episode that will take you right to the episode. It's a 3-hour episode. So, you know, prepare to take out a little bit of time. You can even listen to it. You don't need to watch it. You can just listen to it as you do other things. But it's very important. Check it out. Let me know what you think when you check it out. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts on what's going on. So if you're not following Self Mastery Radio, you can do so by searching Self Mastery Radio on TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, get it. You're missing out if you don't. And if you just don't want to download TikTok, I am on Instagram. We do have a Facebook, but I'm not, Facebook is my last line of defense. I really don't like the platform. I like TikTok. So you could search anywhere. You can search for Self Mastery Radio. Check it out. Let me know what you think about the Brian Rose episode and Brian Rose and David Icke episode. And the link is right below this video, or right below this podcast if you're consuming audio only. It's Robbie Cornelius with Self Mastery Radio. Master yourself.